24/7 without anybody's support, and if he has that reassurance that if there is a difficulty, if there is an emergency, police always is available and they would help me irrespective of whether I know someone in the department or we do not know. So therefore, the emergency response management system today, this facility would be housing the Dial 100 center. It would be 24/7, and this facility also has all the modern technologies brought together as a technology fusion center. So we are also fortunate that the Honorable Home Minister today we have with us, who has been a great support in taking forward all these initiatives and giving a pat on our back every moment that we do something good. He has always been there in the forefront to encourage us and take us forward. I would also like to invite and thank Honorable Minister for Education, Sabita Indra Reddy Garu, who has been a great support when this police commissionerate was formed in 2002. I was the first police commissioner to join here, and in the process of development of this entire infrastructure for this Hyderabad Police Commissionerate, Madam has given, as the Home Minister at that time, outstanding support, and today, if Hyderabad Police is able to deliver the services at the level that it is doing, her contribution also is there in the entire effort. I also welcome all other distinguished guests for being with us. We are very happy and we feel it as a privilege. I also welcome all the CEOs who have taken time of various companies, both IT, infrastructure, service sector, all wings of the industry. They have been made part of the Cyberabad Security Council today, and we have been able to bring synergy to the IT and the ITES industries, but manufacturing industries, service sector industries, all of them should flourish. All of them need to have a sense of safety and security. And if they know on a daily basis what we are doing for ensuring the safety of the communities living here, working here, producing goods and services and wealth for the society, for this meeting, and similarly, this facility would not have come forward without the support of all the government departments. We have the senior officers from various government departments, including MAUD, the transport, R&B, the GHMC, like this various departments who have a role either directly or indirectly in ensuring the public safety and security and smooth flow of the traffic. We have all of them here and who are going to be partners in this entire effort, because this is going to act as a multi-agency operation center where the representatives of all the government departments will be here. The technology, through technology, whatever intelligence we are going to produce here, it's going to be used by all the line departments so that their own service delivery at the cutting edge level is improved by multiple times. So I welcome you all. I also welcome all my esteemed colleagues from the police department who have been a backbone for the government, and also to the department who have been part of this entire effort in bringing this facility up today. Sir, the Hyderabad Safe and Smart City project was conceived with an objective for citizen-friendly, holistic, integrated and responsive CCTV-based surveillance system for the cities of Hyderabad, Cyberabad and Rachakonda, and to transform the traffic management system from today's technology into a safer, more efficient and a demonstratable system for the future. The project is in alignment with the vision of Telangana government and Telangana police to create safe and secure communities through planned and accountable policing to provide reassurance and responsive police services, to effectively prevent and control organized crimes, to improve road safety, handling accidents, disasters and crisis management, to improve overall the quality of life of every citizen living here and ensure safer living conditions for them. The nerve center of this project is the Telangana Police Public Safety Integrated Operations Center, which is launched today, which hosts the Integration Operation Command, computer-aided dispatch, call taking and call dispatching, and the state-of-the-art data center. Telangana Police Public Safety Integrated Operations Center provides a single view of 15,000 government cameras at one time, government and community CCTV cameras, and it brings in the feed at one time 1 lakh cameras from all over the city, and then we will be able to view on the screen 15,000 cameras simultaneously at one time. And it has 126 geographically distributed command centers which are located in the respective police stations, so that each police station can have a similar command center set up in their own police station and then do the policing on 24/7, more nearer to the field activities. That would empower the police officers at the cutting edge level. They would take more interest, get ingrained into the technologies and use the technology for the benefit of the community. So similarly, this IOC is also capable of integrated traffic management through sensor-based traffic counting and classification and AI-based enforcement and automatic challenging systems. So the Telangana State Public Safety IOC leverages cutting-edge technologies like big data analytics, data landscape, computer vision, facial recognition, IoT integration, data correlation, machine learning, geospatial analytics, cyber security, and so on and so forth. The name a technology that is available in the market, today we have used it in a small way or a big way, but our vision is to absorb all the developing technologies as the time goes so that we are always ahead of the offenders. As you know, the offenders are the first to use the technologies and then commit crime. If you see the cyber crimes today, all over the world, people are coming into the cyberspace and then making the local populations, people of Telangana, people of Hyderabad, people of various states, they are becoming the victims. Therefore, if we have to counter the efforts of these cyber offenders and other offenders who are using the latest technologies, police has to be ahead of all other stakeholders, so that we are in a position to neutralize their efforts and prevent crime. So for the efficacy of the police department is in our ability to prevent rather than allowing a crime to happen and then dealing with it. Therefore, we give a lot of importance to the crime prevention so that the people at large feel safe, secure, and always they know that the police is available and they will be able to reach within no time the moment they call the police. Today, our response time in Hyderabad city is 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. So any time, any individual, whether rich or poor, whether educated or uneducated, if they are able to do the dial 100, whether it is child, whether it is male, female, irrespective of the status of the individual, the police reaches them and ensures that they are taken care. That's the reliable, that's validated service that we would like to give on a regular basis so that the people have that sense of safety and security. Irrespective of whether their relatives are standby, whether the known people are there, not there, every individual, the state is in a position to protect them and give them that sense of safety and security. So therefore, I finally conclude saying that this Telangana Police Public Safety Integrated Operations Center benefits the law enforcement officials, all other government departments, and the society at large through preventive policing, unified incident response, quicker investigation turnaround, and integrated traffic management, and automated violation enforcement. In addition to this, to just give you one view of what the command center can do, ఒక నేరం జరిగితే పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ నుంచి ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ ఆఫీసరు క్రైమ్ సీన్కి వెళ్లే లోపల ఆ నేరం ఎవరు చేశారు, గతంలో అలాంటి నేరాలు చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఎవరెవరు, వాళ్ళ లొకేషన్స్ ఎక్కడున్నాయి, ఈ నేరం మోస్ట్ ప్రాబబ్లీ ఎవరు చేసుంటారు అనేది మన ఐఓ క్రైమ్ సీన్కు వెళ్లకముందే తనకు మనం ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ కి డెవలప్ చేసి ఇవ్వడం ద్వారా వీ విల్ బి ఎంపవరింగ్ ఆల్ ది ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ ఆఫీసర్స్. అలాగే పాట్రోల్స్ ఏరియాలో ఉన్నప్పుడు తను ఒక ఏరియాలో ఒక కాలనీలోకి ఎంటర్ అయితే ఆ కాలనీలో గతంలో ఏమేమి నేరాలు జరిగాయి, ఎవరెవరు అఫెండర్స్ అక్కడ నివసిస్తున్నారు, ఇక్కడ పాసిబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ నేరాలు మళ్ళీ జరిగే అవకాశం ఏముంది అనేది మనం ఏఐ ద్వారా అనలిటిక్స్ ద్వారా దాన్ని అనలైజ్ చేసి ప్రతి పాట్రోల్ ఆఫీసర్ కూడా ఎవ్రీ మూమెంట్ తను ఉన్నటువంటి ఏరియాలో ఆ అవేర్నెస్ ఇవ్వడం ద్వారా తన్ని మనం వీ విల్ బి ఇన్వాల్వింగ్ మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ ఇన్ ద వర్క్ అండ్ దెన్ దే విల్ బి మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ కమిటెడ్ టు ది క్రైమ్ ప్రివెన్షన్ అండ్ టేకింగ్ టైమ్లీ యాక్షన్స్ ఇన్ ది ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది సేఫ్టీ అండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ. ఇట్లాగే మనం ఈ సిస్టంలో ది యునిక్ సిస్టమ్ ఫర్ ది ఫెసిలిటీ టుడే వాట్ వీ హావ్ మేనేజ్డ్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఆర్ డిస్పరేట్ సిస్టమ్స్. అంటే డయల్ 100 సిస్టమ్ ఉంది, టిఎస్ కాప్ అని చెప్పేసి ఆల్ యాప్స్ ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ యాప్ ఉంది, హాక్ ఐ అని చెప్పేసి పబ్లిక్ సిస్టమ్స్ నుంచి వచ్చేది ఉంది, ఆ పబ్లిక్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నుంచి, అట్లాగే సోషల్ మీడియా ఛానల్స్, ఇట్లా రకరకాల బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్స్ నుంచి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ని ఒకేసారి దాన్ని అనలైజ్ చేసి ఒక ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ వ్యూ ఇవ్వడం అనేది దిస్ ఇస్ ది మోస్ట్ సిగ్నిఫికెంట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఫెసిలిటీ. వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ స్మాల్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఆన్ దట్. అండ్ విత్ దిస్ introduction, I would like to once again welcome all the dignitaries, and we feel proud and honored by your presence today. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Telangana state ranks among the safest states and Hyderabad one of the safest cities in India. Truly living up to the motto of the Telangana Police, with you and for you always. Thanks so much for all the efforts. The Public Safety Integrated Operations Center at Hyderabad is the first of its kind, as I said, not just in the country but in the world. It deploys AI, machine learning technologies and so many other technologies that Mahinda Reddy Garu has actually outlined. And these will generate automatic alerts that help in the real-time surveillance of the city. The usage of AI is in line with the vision of Honorable CM Garu, who has declared 2020 as the year of AI and make Hyderabad among the top 25 global AI innovation hubs. May I invite Mr. JVS Ramakrishna Garu from L&T SmartWorld to share more details about the center. JVS heads the strategy and solutions at SmartWorld, an organization that is working with several agencies in India focusing on smart and safe cities and communication. Over to you, JVS.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, sir. And thank you very much for this opportunity. I am not sure if I can match up DGP Garu's passion and vision, but let me do the justice with what I can do. We have started this project with inline to the Telangana State Police vision that is put in place to actually So before I start up this vision, sir, actually it's truly a privilege to actually be part of this initiative. When we started off, we have actually taken a typical surveillance view and traffic management view, which we do most of the cities because we engage with quite a few government agencies. But thanks to DGP Garu, what we had to take from day one is a system view, how actually it can help at the cutting edge to the field officer, who is the judge in terms of the policing, and the citizen who ultimately is going to be delighted. So when we had to change this whole system, we actually have benchmarked with New York, Los Angeles, we've been talking to the Chicago police and all, what are the best practices available in the world. But while we have taken the best practices, the best of the technology available, what we also have realized is we need to do good amount of work to solve our local problems. That's where actually an integrated system was envisaged, number one. And number two, is, today I can tell you that I stand in front of you that this is one of the best systems implemented in the area of public safety. When we talk to the global providers, could it be any city, people are actually looking at it as awe. Of course, the proof is in pudding in terms of improving on the ground in terms of using the system. So we'll be working towards that, sir. With that, with your permission, I will start off the presentation. Sir, as DGP Garu was mentioning, Telangana police has actually put in few objectives in terms of the police. One is to effectively prevent and control organized crimes and to provide reassurance on responsive police services. Sir, here we are not talking about general policing, we call as police services at the end of the day. To improve the road safety, handling accidents, disasters and crisis management, to create safe and secure communities through planned and accountable policing. Sir, here the key word is accountable policing. So some of these systems will bring in that accountability right up to the constable to the topmost level from the policing point of view. And at the same time, with all these things, the idea is to actually to improve the quality of life. Probably this is the only policing force which we have seen, which actually have defined citizen as the core stakeholder and defined the quality of service and ensuring living conditions, safe living conditions as one of the vision. Sir, in line to this vision, when this project Hyderabad Safe and Smart City was envisaged, initially it was called CCTV and traffic management, but subsequently when it was rechristened to be Safe and Smart City, the reason for that is we wanted to implement a citizen-friendly, holistic, most importantly integrated. So in our systems, what is happening is we have an incident management, we have some investigation officers, we have got various functions, but there is a lot of data actually sitting in, information sitting in multiple places, which actually takes time to really stitch all these things to actually attend to any particular problem within the realm of urban life. So having an integrated system and responsive CCTV-based surveillance for all the three commissioners of Hyderabad to transform traffic system from today's technology into more safer and demonstrable system for the future. This was the vision with which we started up around 3 years back, sir. The objectives were provide safe and security, improved responsiveness. The key thing is the field officer improvement. Unlike the command centers, typically what we do, sir, is that we bring in the information to the central place and we expect the command center to provide information and be hub of the activity. Here what we have done is we have chosen the field officer as the hub of the activity and we are providing all the information to them. So that is the key over here. And of course, effective police services and to be delivered with the citizen delight in the mind. So some of the unique features here, I would like to actually spend a minute of time here. So this is, I'm proud to say that this is India's first integrated safe city. The reason I didn't put world because there are many bits and pieces happening in the world, but definitely with all confidence I can say this is India's first integrated safe city, benchmarked with any city that we are anywhere in the world. Why it is so special? Number one, we have one incident and emergency management system, which means that we have one system to get in incidents coming from either dial 100, social media, even the police stations, all coming into one place to have a common operating picture of a particular city. One integrated security platform with collaborative monitoring. This is again an important point I want to mention here, sir. Other than New York and Chicago, most of the cities actually treat the government cameras separately and the community cameras separately. Here we have taken a view of one view in terms of government and community cameras to provide seamless services to the citizens. So that is a very important thing there in the top right corner. The second one is one integrated traffic management. So what we have done here is, it's not about just an enforcement. We have brought in the incident management, traffic actually counting, classification, which will help further the other agencies in terms of roadworks and all, are actually put in wherein we have one view of the traffic management and one multi-agency operations center. This is where actually the DGP was also mentioning, it's not about the normal operations. How do I leverage the existing infrastructure, data and processes, which can be leveraged by other departments. For example, it could be GHMC, it could be utilities, or it could be any other department, wherein we can have synergies between the multiple departments. That one multi-agency operations center is being planned out of Twin Towers. Like DGP was mentioning, we have 126 geographically distributed command centers with a focus on this local police stations. This is something unique. Nowhere, no city has emulated this sort of system. Last one is the real-time insights to the field officer. Sir, if you see the whole pitch what I'm talking about, everywhere we have the field officer at the center, not the senior officer or the command center. So that's the most important thing for us. So the field officer is empowered enough to react to any situation on the ground. How is this possible? Basically based on three things. One is the Internet of Things, the integration of the sensors on the street seamlessly using robust networks, which I'll talk about briefly, and augmented intelligence. So here it's not only just about artificial intelligence throwing some alerts here and there, we actually have augmented intelligence wherein we actually enhance the intelligence using various sources of data. So the infrastructure for this, if you see here in the field, this is what actually is being put in, sir. One is around 10,000 government cameras, 38 face recognition cameras, 100,000 community cameras integration, 126 command centers. We are covering effectively 828 junctions across the city, across all the three commissionerates, and we also have around 1,300 GPS-enabled connected petrol cars for effective servicing. This is on the CCTV and services. On the traffic side, we are actually doing automatic enforcement in around 150 junctions. We have 25 SOS in public places, 25 mobile VMDs wherein we can actually connect and put in wherever we want to disseminate information to citizens. 130 junctions we are putting variable display messages, 80 junctions we are having public address systems, and 32 junctions we are doing vehicle counting and classification, which is again state-of-the-art system. No city in India has even implemented this till now, where we will get real-time information of data and conversion statistics on selected corridors and junctions. All these things are being serviced by for three commissionerates with one integrated operations center, one multi-agency operations center with one DC and DR active in both Hyderabad and Twin Towers. This is the overall infrastructure we have, sir. This is the data center, sir, we have seen just now. This is the state of the data center, which is more tuned towards video surveillance storage systems to store this sort of high data intensive video intensive systems. Sir, I also need to mention you here, we also have a SOC implemented security operations center because this is a core critical data that is being stored here. Not only the security at the operators level on the application side, but also the data center has got a SOC for any attacks that can happen in the data center, sir. So this looks a busy slide, but I just wanted to mention here, this is also a very important slide over here. Connecting these sensors on the field to a command center or an integrated operation center is the most critical activity in any of these IoT type of architectures. We actually have tied up, Government of Telangana has tied up with Reliance Jio network to provide close to around 70 Gbps of network backbone, sir. This actually connects to the data center in Twin Towers, data center here, what we have seen today inaugurated, multi-agency tower at Twin Towers, this particular operations center, and all the field infrastructure, that is police stations and field. Sir, actually, Reliance Jio is actually helping us to provide almost a 70 Gbps network backbone to bring in all these data juggling cameras into the command center, sir. Sir, integration is key, like I told you. Just I want to put in a glimpse of what and all systems are integrated to bring in one system. While I'm talking about crime and criminal database of the national database is integrated, we have got RTO databases, jail systems, we have AI-based picture intelligence unit, CAD, our passenger citizen guidance systems like VMDs, passenger public administration systems, call boxes, ATCC, Chalaning system, vehicle tracking license plate recognition. We are also in discussion with some of the departments like GHMC, Outer Ring Road, Metro and community cameras to integrate more and more as and when the need comes into the either local police stations or to the integrated operations center, sir. Sir, of course, we also keep talking a lot about the artificial intelligence leverage and all. Sir, the key thing here is that all these things is one is integration in infrastructure. The most important thing is how to build the intelligence over here using technology. And this intelligence is not for again the command centers, but it is to the field officers. So we have got big data correlation using crime and criminal speech on the national database, which means that, sir, any crime happens, for example, a chain snatching happens in one event. At real time, the people over here know exactly who could have been those offenders, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 suspects based on the historical data, and they actually give it to the investigating officers so that he don't take a week's time. It happens probably in a few seconds, we have to go and nab them, sir. We have got AI recommendation engines on pattern routes and crimes, where we keep recommending. Sir, if you see, this is all recommendation engines. They don't go and do judgment. A lot of machine learning. We have got sir, which is actually wherein multiple data sources can come in. This is where we can leverage data sources coming in multiple other departments also for actually effective processing on this. We are using deep learning, for example, pothole detection and facial recognition, which is actually working place now. I mean, quite a couple of police stations have started using, and pothole and facial recognition we have been using for some time, mostly from criminal identification point of view. And we also have geospatial intelligence, especially for route predictions on the patrolling or common city asset database. All these things are actually provided by Telangana State Police AA Center of Excellence, which is the core of this particular system. So what does this particular center do when we say integrated operations center? One of the key things is, like we are talking about, we need to provide real-time situational awareness through, most importantly, through fusion of data from CCTVs, various other data sources, geospatial information and various IoT sensors. All these things together fused to make some sense out of it and given to the field officers at real time. And this is what actually this center does. Number two, it also provides integrated view of all the three functions of policing: emergency, traffic, law enforcement, because they all actually get integrated at the process level. And number three is empowerment of field officers through real-time insights and act and resolve for citizen delight. Sir, at the end of the day, this particular IOC actually here acts as the brain for all the command centers and field officers to keep continuously providing the insights. At a broad level, these are the functions this particular center does, sir. One is incident and emergency management, law and order functions like collaborative monitoring, crime and criminal analysis, intelligence, push through some messages to the citizens on the ground. Similarly, in traffic management, we do enforcement. Traffic simulation analysis is what we are continuously doing. We are continuously working using data-driven junction management, signal planning and optimization, and we are also having vehicle hot listing and tracking for any known and offender vehicles through
Hello and welcome to this news bulletin. I am Sunil Patil here and these are the top headlines at this hour. In the Bihar election result, NDA gets majority in Bihar and is all set to form the government again. India reports 44,281 new coronavirus cases, 512 deaths and total tally reaches 86,086. Delhi NCR air quality hits emergency levels as air quality continues to dip. And Cyberabad Commissionerate gets its own Cyberabad Command and Control Center at Gachibowli to keep an eye on the entire Cyberabad region of the Police Commissionerate. And Pakistan shells 3 sectors along the LOC in Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir. And United States sees over 2 lakh COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, its record hospitalizations amid virus surge. Now Cyberabad Police Commissionerate has got a new command and control center. This involves networking of all command and control centers within the Cyberabad Police Commissionerate area and is also a mix of CCTV cameras and on the ground human intelligence. Let's go back to what was inaugurated today. This is the inauguration of the command control center. We'll also listen direct live to the explanation given by the police, by L&T, which has set up all the CCTV cameras, as also the Cyberabad Security Council, which is functioning along with the Cyberabad Police Commissionerate to ensure a heavily networked and well-networked kind of a command and control center.
IoT and all these things are brought in together. So there is a bit of good amount of dose of technology, but ultimately to do these things using the latest technologies. So some of the social media one, you have been also been appreciative for Medaram Jatra there, and the top corner one is what we are actually received an award for FIRA Barcelona in terms of one of the best projects in top right corner, sir. So there is also another one. While we are setting up so much of infrastructure and technology, one of the drive which DGP was pushing us is, can we leverage this infrastructure and this technology for other departments and same vice versa. That is where actually we are talking about multi-agency operations center, sir. We've been working on this for last couple of years. The vision that is set is enable seamless coordination between multiple departments by sharing critical resources and information through secure technology, because it all deals with data, so secure technology, thereby improving individual department service levels. So it actually improves the governance levels, especially when there is multi-departmental agency happens, coordination happens. At the end of the day, as a whole, at cutting edge and in turn citizen delight. So if you see, citizen is a center for this governance services. This is achieved through coordination, information sharing, analytics, communication, knowledge management. Sir, actually, as city of Hyderabad, when it comes to emergency situation, I think people do come together and do most of these things. But this has to be brought in either to process, people and technology at the normal day level. That is the intention of this particular thing, sir. And there's a big framework. I will not go through fully, but we have done some work, sir. Basically, the objective is to empowerment of departments, continuous monitoring and citizen delight for normal day and emergency day of various functions, with enablers as situational awareness, actionable intelligence and geographical awareness, and outcomes as better asset utilization. For example, sir, if a calamity happens or a house collapses, finding where a gas cutter is a big thing at that point of time, because normally the first responders are from police, they go there. If we are able to bring that to a common database, it is available to all the authorities, whoever wants to access it. Could be fire, municipality, or disaster and emergency response teams, or even for our police. Similarly, improved service delivery, give one common operating picture, because sometimes a traffic jam happens, the other may not be knowing, fire stations may not be knowing, and they'll be getting through that roads, and ultimately citizen delight. With the pillars of people, process, infrastructure and technology are the pillars for this one, sir. So we've been working on this. What we did is, sir, taking into consideration of what police has got at this point of time, that is the data in terms of congestion data, traffic road, data in terms of vehicle density and all those things, what we are measuring. We have integrated with Ola and Uber also in terms of the journeys that are happening, especially from the emergency management. We have got number plate recognitions, safety, geospatial information, and very important things are citizen services, that is the message boards and public announcement systems. How can we actually leverage them to communicate more with the citizens in terms of any calamity or any information, social awareness and all those things from central place. All these things are property of the government, can be utilized for various other use cases with other departments. It could be probably for tracking vehicles, it could be tracking for some of the command centers like GHMC and ORR, we can integrate with them. Potholes, which will also help. Traffic congestion broadcasting, common city GIS database, quite a few use cases can be really worked out using this information, which will be useful to the municipal authorities as well. So these things can be done, they're all available and the infrastructure is available. We need to put in a right framework and process to start actually sharing with the other departments who want to consume. Yeah. Go back. Yes, next. Sir, we also did some study in terms of, we had meetings with various other departments. What could be the data which generally that is requested by other departments for seamless integration and coordination between the departments? Municipality has got, they have come up with certain data points that can be shared. Same with the track, that is on the GIS side. Security, the police one, utilities have shared the data already in terms of what actually we can be using. For example, sir, if we have got the utility database and some communication has to be sent, if we have got all the contact details, we can send communication details depending on geography and all those things. Then traffic data is there, railway data is there, some of the left-wing extremism data is there. All these things can be utilized in terms of multiple departments. This is what was envisaged as a future roadmap, sir. Sir, with this, I will take some time to start the demonstration. I will start a demonstration of some of these technologies we have done, sir. Yes. Sir, first of all, I will start off with law and order management in terms of what actually we have put in. Sir, typically in any incident management, somebody calls, we take the call and it goes dispatches and somebody goes and does and actually goes there without really knowing what actually that issue is. But the system we have implemented is, the moment somebody calls, For example, now somebody is going to call from one of the ECB's SOS box set up in the city, I think somewhere near Rasulpura. Yeah. Can you call? So this is a CAD system, sir. What happens is the call lands over here. I've just put some
Thank you for calling the landed.
నా పేరు శ్రీజ అండి నా నంబర్ వచ్చేసి 79.
So one of our employees actually on the field, sir. She is actually talking to the operator over here. So she is the one talking there, sir. Actually, we got the call now. I just want to simulate it. The moment we get it, what happens, sir? There is a camera there. I can see around the surroundings as well. What's happening and what is the distress there. Now we know the location. We know the place from where she is calling. And the call taker just takes the call and say that, don't worry, be there. I'm going to come there. Okay. Typically, yeah. Next. Yeah, submit it to the dispatch officer. So the moment this is dispatched, what happens is before I dispatch it, now I need to see what's happening around the city. See, the one what you see in the blue are our cameras, sir. The one what you see in the pink is the incident, just now the call which has come in. And the one red is another incident that is there. So I know exactly from which location it has come, and probably it is like chain snatching there, and we are waiting there for the action there. Yeah. Sir, if you see here, this is again a unique feature implemented only in the Chicago at this point of time, wherein what we are doing is based on the incident that has come, based on the modus operandi of the crime, we are able to filter out all the historical crimes that would have happened in that area. For example, a chain snatching doing from front or from the back, or which area. Based on that, we are actually able to find out all the cameras in that area at real time. This is available not only to this center, sir, it is available right up to the field officer to the ground. Everybody has got same access of information. And then we actually can find out who are those potential criminals, okay, who actually would have been operating in that area for that particular crime. And this comes from the National Criminal Database, historical database. And then we do some amount of filtering and recommendation on that based on the criminal activity earlier. Then we also know all the vehicles that are operating in that area, if at all something has happened. So I know exactly in that incident at that point of time what vehicles would have passed through and what are those numbers and who are there, because I'm connected to the national database on the vehicles as well as on the state database. And then we also know the situational awareness, what other incidents other people would have called. Normally chain snatching does not happen once, maybe 2-3 places in one place. So we get all that information together. So the dispatching officer exactly knows what actually would have happened at that point of time, even before actually allocating this job to somebody on the ground. Now, with this, sir, what we will do is we actually go to the field officer and then we allocate this to the officer there. Yeah. So this is the first one, sir. Yeah, go ahead. Sir, what we do is we actually dispatch this to the concerned patrolling officer. Sir, the unique thing that actually comes over here is yeah, go ahead. Okay, I'll keep talking, sir, in the meantime. So what happens is actually here, as soon as we get that, we get to know what all the nearest patrolling officers who are available within the range of that particular thing, and dispatch officer immediately assigns this particular thing to that particular dispatch officer, wherein he can reach probably within the, 2 or 3 or 4 minutes depending on the traffic conditions, sir. Yeah, we'll go to the next one. Yeah. This is the patrolling vehicles and the distance they are there. So dynamically we can allocate there itself, sir, in terms of this one. If you see it is 2.3 kilometers, immediately we can dispatch that particular officer, sir. Sir, if it is really an emergency call, what we do is we skip all this process. Directly the call goes to the nearest patrolling vehicle without actually going through this call taking process to cut down the time. Yeah, let's go ahead. Sir, when these incidents come, this is what actually I'm talking about. Irrespective of where the incident comes, it comes into one place. So we have one incident management system. For example, the incident that has come here, now this is integrated with the cameras, with the social media data, whatever comes as a grievance. So we actually take from here, and then we will be able to have the SOPs defined. They will be able to use this checklist in terms of what to act. For example, somebody has to check a suspected vehicle, there's a checklist over there. Beyond this checklist, What we also can see, what are the related incidents in that particular area happening at that point of time for a common operating picture. We also can actually see what are the related entities. For example, sir, for this particular incident, I may really want to add a couple of cameras, maybe a 1 hour footage, so that the investigation officer can start working on that, which otherwise he will be losing time again finding out where it has happened. I can do that and then push it back to the investigation officers on the ground. And then we also can have a lot of documents actually uploaded there. We can upload an evidence if something I get either through a mobile phone, as a picture or whatever it is, I actually put that. Sir, what it actually tells is, we have got a system now wherein the incident is actually bringing in the evidences, the cameras, everything together for a seamless investigation, so that we save a lot of time in terms of the investigation. Yeah. Yes. Sir, while we are also doing this, I've been talking about these command centers. Command centers typically take a CCTV type of view, but what we have done is it has also got incident management functionality. But I'll just talk about the video function, sir, because all the functionality what I've talked is available in command centers also. Here this is a normal video functionality which we can see, but what is important, sir, here is, if you see the yellow one, they're all community cameras. And the one which is in orange color, they're all government cameras. And the one which is black, they're all PTZ cameras which can see a 360 degrees view. This is something which is very unique in the country, sir. Normally CCTV cameras on community side, either the community will monitor or maybe sometimes nearest police station monitor. Here we are bringing in all together to see seamlessly. There are many narrow locations within the city where the government camera may not be there. So we will use those cameras either which are of the retail shops looking at the roads or even most of the things, sir. Yes. Sir, go ahead. The next one. Sir, we can also see this jurisdiction based access. It is not about the cameras are available to everybody. For example, if it's Panjagutta police station, we have a view to the operators in Panjagutta to operate within their area, so that there is an audit access and restriction in terms of what they are doing. But if there is a cross jurisdiction analysis, the station house officer will have access to most of the other jurisdictions there. Yeah. Let's move on. Sir, here we also have another feature which is very important is, whenever we are planning a VIP route, normally we need to identify which cameras, which route and all. Here we can group all together and see all the locations in the VIP route at one point of time to provide better security services, sir. For example, we have picked up just now Honorable CM's camp office area in terms of that route. All the cameras around actually can be monitored by the police authorities at one shot, without really running around which camera is where and in what route. Yeah, let's move on. Sir, this is a very, very important one, especially useful feature. No city in India has had it implemented. Sir, whenever an incident happens, normally we would take 8 to 10, 12 hours to really go through the footage and identify where the issue is. Here, what we have done is, what normally takes in hours, we can do in seconds. For example, typically what happens, sir, we have got some analytics set up in the system. If somebody leaves an unidentified baggage near a public place, system picks up the alert without any police, without any dial 100, picks up the alert. Now, how do I quickly actually react to that? What happens, sir, is that now I cannot keep going and looking at the footage, which will take hours together. What we do is we pick this up. I say bag is my point of interest. With this, I will be able to bring down 6-hour footage to say 11:17 to 12:29. I know exactly when this image would have changed. I keep drilling down, keep going. 12:27. 12:27 here, probably in few seconds. Somebody would have come and put that one. Sir, if you see this is what actually happens. Somebody has come here with 3145 vehicle, put in the bag and is left. This exercise would have taken 8 to 10 hours for us to do that. We can do in few seconds over here. This is very, very useful in terms of investigation. Now what happens, sir, when certain thing like that happens, you would want to see in around the cameras what is happening at the same time, okay, really to do the investigation. So what we can do is, I pick up this camera and at the same time when the bag was put, I actually add multiple cameras, for example, in these 3 areas and try to do a time sync at that point of time what is happening in all those areas, without really worrying about going to multiple cameras. All these things, at this point of time, they come to the command center to take the footage. But here, these are all delivered to the local police stations. So that's the beauty of this system, sir. So now I know at that point of time what is happening in all these systems and do a faster investigation. Suppose a car would have come, they would have definitely would have passed in this direction, and we know exactly in which route is going. Yeah. So some of this in the city surveillance use cases, one of the key things is improve the conviction probability, which is the most important thing. When you improve the conviction probability, evidence is one of the most important feature. Collecting evidence in a larger system like this will always be difficult. So what we do is, for example, this is one of the case that has come in, we got in from the FIR system. We have actually associated one camera, about 1 hour footage into that. Now, I suspect this is one, I pushed it. Now, investigation officer need not spend a lot of time really to identify. He'll keep focusing on that 1 hour to really get the clues. Yeah. The second thing is, sir, is that here, while you are doing investigation, you may also want to do a lot of bookmarking, saying that, look, I need to come back here and then see whether it makes sense, especially during the investigation process. We have that bookmarking facility. This is again very unique. Doing at a city scale, that's very, very important. So I can do a bookmarking. So the other important thing is, normally we delete the videos after 30 days. Here, if there is something useful for evidence, we protect the video for whatever time we define. Some videos can be infinite until the court case happens. So could be 5 days or indefinite. We protect that system. So evidence is captured and then protected is the most important thing. Now the second thing is, sir, while we are doing these things, yeah, good. Yeah. So while we are doing these things, we also have all these incidents in a particular city, what is happening in a geographical view. Yeah, good. Sir, if you see here, the bag incident which I was talking about, nobody has called for that. Actually, our system was able to pick up and report to the command center that somebody has put a bag as an alert. And the fallout of that was the rest of the investigation which I was talking about. Yeah. This is again, normally video cameras, if you put on the map, you get exactly come to know which area, which route the offenders probably are traveling. We will be able to see all real-time entry-exit cameras, which is very, very useful during investigation and conviction. Sir, what we also do the use cases over here is, we identify stopped vehicles, unidentified objects, any unplanned traffic congestion, crowd management. Sir, during COVID, some of these markets, especially Sunday markets, they used to get crowded a lot. So we have got 700 cameras looking at those places and alert saying that there is a crowd forming here, and then police was able to immediately go and educate them. So that's what actually was happening over here, sir. Yes, next, quick one. Sir, last on the surveillance side, on the CCTV side, while we are talking about all those things, most of the times what happens is whether the video is genuine or not is always an issue. So what we do is we can watermark them and provide the encryption there. For example, I have got 2 tampered videos, sir, actually. I can tell you that now whether it's tampered or not. You know, it's good. It exactly tells me that it's already tampered. So anybody who's playing around with the video, if I put into the system, I exactly know it's watermarked. If it's tampered, I'll come to know. It's very useful during the evidencing purpose, sir. Yeah, good. We can also now encryption, sir. There's a password there. It is a 128-bit encryption, so nobody will be able to do unless the key is known. Last but not least, sir, there is a role-based access and audit, because this video has to be available only to the selected people in terms of the roles, either investigation officers or the command center operators. So based on that, there is a role-based access. There is an audit also available in the system. Yeah. Sir, I'll quickly move into traffic management. So this is, Hyderabad has been well known in terms of providing automated enforcement more than any other city, because I also work closely with Mumbai city, sir. Here it is very, very effective. On an average, depending on the day, there could be anywhere between 5,000 to 25,000 type of violations coming in. But here what we do is, sir, that we actually are focusing in the traffic management not just for chalaning, but reduction in road accidents, decrease in overall travel time, and some enforcement from the civic discipline point of view, and thereby citizen delight. Sir, here we actually have around 200 plus places these enforcements are in place. So all this, they are being tracked either for red light violations, stop line violations, speed, no helmet detection, and so on and so forth. So all are done automatically. These alerts, most of the cities in India, what they do, sir, they go and challan and send to the central place, and they do e-challaning. Here we get the challans automatically, and there is a verification, mandatory verification for the evidence, and then it gets pushed. So there is no human intervention at all from the chalaning point of view. Sir, for example, if we are doing speed, sir, maybe we can show the speed, I'll just show you somebody who has traveled more than 80 kilometers speed. Yeah, just let us search for that. Yeah, there are a lot of people who travel more than 80 kilometers in the city, especially during night times. If I pick up one of those, I think we get around 3, images with a video for evidence point of view. Tomorrow if they challenge in the court. But this is exactly, it's very accurate system, sir. And, it stands in the evaluation. Yeah, see that, sir. So these things are packed, so quite a few, happens. Sir, what also happens is, since we look at this number plate, many times number plates go wrong because the way they are in. So we have this machine learning wherein we do supervised learning where we will keep teaching it. Next time when this number plate comes to how to actually identify it. So that also keeps happening, sir. This purely works on machine learning. Next one. Yeah, that's fine. Next. Sir, this is a dashboard which I just want to show you on the enforcement. Currently, the traffic system is only for Hyderabad. So Hyderabad and Rachakonda we are implementing. It will be done by around February. If you see here, Hyderabad, most of the violations are coming in the one which is in the deep red. The less are on the lighter red actually. At a broader level. Yeah, next one. Yeah, next. So there is also another feature here. If you see some of these cars who are hot listed, means for example, police will say this is the offender's vehicle and we hot list it. So we exactly know where and all this person is actually moving in the city. So for example, one vehicle is probably found almost 600 times in a given 2 or 3 months time. So based on this, we will be able to know where is he going, on what day is going, and when on what days he goes where. It can be done. But this is done in a very, 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 the processes and systems are in place for this, sir. Just like that anybody cannot monitor these vehicles. There are approval process here. Yeah, that's one. So this is the important one. I will spend some time here, sir. Sir, we have put in around 170 places the automatic traffic counting and classification sensors, which actually measure the type of the vehicles, number of lanes that are formed, and the queue lengths are formed near the junctions. This actually also gives us the speeds, average speeds for every second there that's happening there. This actually data is very useful. Two things, sir. One is for us to make the traffic junctions very intelligent, which we are working on. Once the new signal comes in, we are going to implement that, sir. And the second important thing is this data is useful to the traffic planning and road works part also. This is very valuable because the data that is coming from Google and all are pretty, approximated, sir. This is the right data. For example, if you see in this junction, we have the green one, which is the lifetime high. The one which is blue is the typical day, and today's day is, traffic is very low actually in the particular area. This helps us to plan the capacities of the road. And on the traffic side, sir, if you see here, these arms here, the yellow one actually tells you the capacity that is being full. If it turns red, we know that the capacity of that road is at that point of time is full. Immediately we'll be able to take some actions on that, sir. So this is a very unique feature which is implemented only in our place in Hyderabad. No city has implemented, sir. Yeah. Okay. So we can also do about a lot of traffic incident management, wherein we know, if there is an incident happens, how do we respond to that particular incident? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, keep going. So we will be able to identify which lanes can be blocked, and so the beauty of the system is that from here, system will be able to tell what message should go to the message display boards, which will guide the citizens either to take a detour or to take a normal route, sir. Yeah, move on, next one. Yeah, see, we have this hot listing visitor vehicles detection, sir, in the system, and we will be able to identify which vehicle is going where and help the policing authorities. This is accessible only to the specified authorized officers only. Yeah, next one. Yeah, next one. Keep moving. Any policing. Normally what we keep doing based on the experience and intelligence, we keep creating point books wherein police officer is supposed to go there, go around for 50 minutes, gather the intelligence, connect to the community, and then come back and go to the next place. Typically what happens over a period of time is, sir, that it goes in a routine, we keep adding more and more point books, And there will be a time where in 1 kilometer you may have 150 point books sort of thing. But what we started doing is using this data of historical crimes, local intelligence, and the incidents that are happening. Is there a way, best patrolling route that can be recommended to the policing officers? That is what actually we are working on. Sir, if you see here, the blue one is the jurisdiction, the one which is in green are the crime clusters which we need to actually add in. So this is already in place. We are actually now using this in the Raidurgam police station, sir. So this is a very unique feature. No city anywhere in the world has implemented this, sir. This is how we are doing. What we will be doing more and more in this patrolling is, we will keep giving more and more augmented intelligence to the field officer on it. Yeah, next one. So this is one, you see, this is a real-time information. What we planned is the green one and the jurisdiction over here, and the vehicles are actually going around. Yeah, next one. So this is something which recently we have done. We using the same infrastructure of the police, the CCTVs, can we really measure if there are any potholes which are creating the accidents, so that they can be immediately addressed. With these cameras, we are able to get the potholes with a reasonable amount of accuracy. Around 679 cameras are watching. Around 130 potholes are there. And obviously, these keep changing depending on how we operate on. But this data is available. For example, some of these things are actually here. Some of these things we'll be able to show them the potholes there. So, for example, some of these things will be identified, sir. So, this information, it's being disseminated to the authorities to take further action on that, sir. Yeah. With this, I would like to thank you, sir, for this opportunity, and this is the overall system we have. Thank you.
So here it is. The center will gather and provide the right intelligence at the right time to ensure the safety of the citizens. Thank you, JVS, for outlining the details. Going to the next program on the agenda, skilling and reskilling is the mantra to keep up with the ever-changing technology. Telangana Police and the Department of IT/E&C, Government of Telangana, are entering into an MOU to train the police force in cyber security. Can we have the table, please? Thank you. May I invite Shri Jayesh Ranjan, Principal Secretary, IT/E&C Department, Government of Telangana, and Shri Mahendra Reddy Garu, Director General of Police, Telangana State, to sign the MOU. And may I invite Dr. Sriram Birudavolu, CEO of CCOE, to join here, please. Thank you so very much. May I now invite the guest of honor, Honorable Minister for Home, Sri Mahmood Ali Garu, to address the gathering.
Honorable Minister of IT Industries, MAUD, Sri K.T. Ramarao Garu, Honorable Minister of Education, Srimati P. Sabita Indrareddy Garu, స్థానిక ఎమ్మెల్యే ఆర్కిపూడు గాంధీ గారు, మా మేయర్ గారు గుంటూరు రామ్మోహన్ గారు, మా ఎమ్మెల్సీ శ్రీ నవీన్ కుమార్ గారు, శ్రీ జయేష్ రంజన్ గారు, ప్రిన్సిపల్ సెక్రటరీ ఆఫ్ ఐటీ, శ్రీ దామోదర్ గారు, చైర్మన్ ఆఫ్ హౌసింగ్ కార్పొరేషన్, శ్రీ ఎం మహేందర్ రెడ్డి గారు, డీజీ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్, ఆల్ ముగ్గురు కమిషనర్స్, అంజనీ కుమార్ గారు, మహేష్ బాబు, మహేష్ భగవత్ గారు, సజ్జనార్ గారు, అదర్ ఐపీఎస్ ఆఫీసర్స్, ఎల్ఎన్టీ టెక్నీషియన్స్, డిస్టింగ్విష్డ్ గెస్ట్, మీడియా ఫ్రెండ్స్, లేడీస్ అండ్ జెంటిల్మెన్, అందరికీ నమస్కారం. I am happy that the Public Safety Integrated Operation Center and Data Center by the Telangana State Police is inaugurated by none other than our dynamic IT Minister Sri K. Tarak Ramarao Garu. We all know that government have taken up the Hyderabad Safe and Smart City project with the sole objective of citizen-friendly, holistic, integrated and responsive CCTV system for 3 commissioners, Hyderabad, Cyberabad and Rachakunda. The main center of this project is this Telangana Police Public Safety Integrated Operations Center and Data Center. This center will host integrated operations, command, computer, aided call taking and dispatching, and provide single view of our 10,000 government cameras and integrated our 1 lakh community cameras. This center provides cutting-edge technologies like computer vision, facial recognition, cyber security, and a state-of-the-art data center with 44 servers, racks for video storage. గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు శ్రీ కల్వకుంట్ల చంద్రశేఖర్ గారు మొదటి నుండి పోలీస్ శాఖకు ప్రాధాన్యతను ఇస్తున్నారు. తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రంలో శాంతి భద్రతల పరీక్షణకు పోలీసింగ్ను మరింత మెరుగుపరచడానికి అనేక చర్యలకు శ్రీకారం చుట్టారు. పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కు అవసరమైన నిధులు అలాట్ చేశారు. ఈరోజు దేశంలోని ఇతర రాష్ట్రాల కన్నా మన రాష్ట్రంలో క్రైమ్ రేట్ తక్కువగా ఉంది. పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో అవసరమైన స్ట్రెంత్ కోసం గత 5 సంవత్సరాల్లో దాదాపు 28,000 మంది కానిస్టేబుల్ మరియు ఎస్ఐలను రిక్రూట్ చేశాం. పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కు లాంటి మొబిలిటీ అండ్ విజిబిలిటీని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయడానికి దాదాపు 700 కోట్లు కేటాయించి నూతన వాహనాలు సమకూర్చాం. తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర పోలీసింగ్లో ఇన్నోవేటివ్ ఇనిషియేటివ్స్ తెచ్చింది. టెక్నాలజీని పూర్తి స్థాయిలో యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. హైదరాబాద్ బంజారాహిల్స్లో స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఆర్ట్ టెక్నాలజీతో నిర్మిస్తున్నాం. ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ పోలీస్ కమాండ్ అండ్ కంట్రోల్ సెంటర్ చివరి దశలో ఉంది. ఈ సెంటర్ త్వరలో రాష్ట్రానికి అధునాతన సేవలు అందిస్తుంది. ఈ రోజు అనేక సిటిజన్స్ సెంట్రిక్ స్కీమ్స్ వల్ల మన పోలీస్ శాఖ దేశంలోని ఇతర రాష్ట్రాలకు రూల్ మోడల్గా మారింది. క్రైమ్ ప్రివెన్షన్ కోసం, పబ్లిక్ ప్లేసెస్ పర్యవేక్షణ కోసం సీసీటీవీలను ఉపయోగించే నగరాల్లో హైదరాబాద్ ఫోర్ఫ్రంట్ లో ఉంది. హైదరాబాద్, సైబరాబాద్ మరియు రాచకొండలలోనే 5 లక్షలకు పైగా సీసీటీవీ కెమెరాలు ఉన్నాయి. 2018లో ఇంటర్నేషనల్ టాప్ 20 నగరాల్లో హైదరాబాద్ సిటీ 16వ స్థానాన్ని కలిగి ఉంది. యూకేకు చెందిన ఒక సర్వే పేర్కొంది హైదరాబాద్ లో ప్రతి 1000 మందికి 30 కెమెరాస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈరోజు రాష్ట్రంలో డయల్ 100 సమర్థవంతంగా పనిచేస్తుంది. కేవలం 5 నిమిషాల సమయంలో క్రైమ్ స్పాట్ కు చేరుకుంటుంది. ఇది నేను చెబుతున్నది కాదు, మీడియా వారు ఇతరులు దీనిని ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేశారు. పాస్పోర్ట్ వెరిఫికేషన్ కూడా 3 to 4 days లో పూర్తి చేస్తూ రికార్డ్ స్పష్టించాం. దీనికి కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం నుండి 4 సంవత్సరాలు వెరీ ఫాస్ట్ అవార్డు వచ్చింది. గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు ఉమెన్ సేఫ్టీకి అధిక ప్రాధాన్యతను ఇచ్చారు. స్పెషల్ గా ఉమెన్ సేఫ్టీ వింగ్ ను ఏర్పాటు చేశాం. షీ టీమ్స్ ఏర్పాటు చేశాం. రాష్ట్రంలో మహిళలకు భద్రత కల్పిస్తున్నాం. మన షీ టీమ్స్ ను అదర్ స్టేట్ వాళ్ళు కూడా స్టడీ చేసి ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నారు. అడ్వాన్స్ టెక్నాలజీ వినియోగం, ఫ్రెండ్లీ పోలీసింగ్ మొదలగు చర్యలు వల్ల గత 6 సంవత్సరాల్లో రాష్ట్రంలో ఏ విధమైన మేజర్ హింసాత్మక సంఘటన జరగలేదు. ముఖ్యంగా హైదరాబాద్ మహానగరంలో గత 6 సంవత్సరాలుగా ఏ విధమైన క్రిమినల్ వైలెన్స్ ఘర్షణలు జరగలేదు. దసరా, దీపావళి, బోనాలు, గణేష్ ఉత్సవాలు, రంజాన్, బక్రీద్, మొహరం తదితర పండుగలన్నీ ఎంతో సేఫ్గా నిర్వహించుకోవడంలో పోలీస్ శాఖ కృషి ఎంతగానో ఉంది. తెలంగాణ వచ్చే తర్వాత మా ఆనరబుల్ సీఎం గారు చాలా గంగా జమున తహజీబ్ ఇంప్రూవ్ చేశారు. మన దగ్గర రంజాన్ పండుగ, బోనాల్ పండుగ, క్రిస్మస్ పండుగలో సీఎం గారు చాలా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చారు. ఫెస్టివల్లో గవర్నమెంట్ ద్వారా ఎంత సహాయత కావాలి అంత మా సీఎం గారు చేస్తున్నారు. మా ఆనరబుల్ సీఎం గారు పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ద్వారా చాలా బాగా ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్ కంట్రోల్ చేసినాకు చాలా బాగా చేస్తున్నారు. తెలంగాణ వచ్చే ముందు అందరికీ ఒక డౌట్ ఉంది, తెలంగాణ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్ ఎట్లా కంట్రోల్ అవుతుంది. మా పోలీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కు చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నాను. చాలా బాగా మీరు కంట్రోల్ చేశారు. మాక్సిమం మా ఆనరబుల్ సీఎం గారు మంచి పాలసీ అడాప్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఇది ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్ లో బాగా కంట్రోల్ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ఇండియాలో నంబర్ 1 ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్, నంబర్ 1 పోలీస్ అంటే మా స్టేట్ లో ఉంది. ఈ టైంలో చాలా మా పేరంటే బాగా ఇది. గౌరవ ఐటీ మినిస్టర్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఎంఐయుడి మంత్రి శ్రీ కేటీ రామారావు గారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ఐటీ అండ్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ లో చాలా సాధించింది. ఇండియాలో మన స్టేట్ లో చాలా ఇండస్ట్రీస్ వస్తున్నారు. మా ఆనరబుల్ మినిస్టర్ కేటీఆర్ గారు చాలా వర్క్ చేసి చాలా డైనమిక్ లీడర్ ఉన్నారు. చాలా ఇండస్ట్రీస్ మన స్టేట్ లో వస్తుంది, ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ జరుగుతుంది, చాలా మన డెవలప్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. అందరూ అదర్ స్టేట్ లో మంచి ఇక్కడ వచ్చే తర్వాత నాతో కలిస్తే ఒక మాట చెప్తున్నారు, సార్ ఇక్కడ హైదరాబాద్ లో చాలా బాగా ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్ ఉంది, రాత్రి 12 గంటలకు బయట పోతే చాలా మనకు సేఫ్ ఉన్నారు, నాకు ఏం భయం లేదు. టుడే ఐఎమ్ గ్లాడ్ దట్ ఇనాగ్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది సెంటర్ will benefit law enforcement through preventive policing, speedy investigation, automated violation enforcement, smart policing, and create safe and secure communities, and also help the integrated traffic management and improve quality of life of citizens. On the occasion, I appreciate and congratulate the DGP and 3 commissioners of police and all other police officers of the police department for early completion of this center, which will surely provide responsive police service to the people. I also appreciate Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, Principal Secretary IT, for his support and help. ఈరోజు మా ఐటీ మినిస్టర్ గారు కేటీఆర్ రామారావు గారు ఈరోజు ఇది ఇనాగ్రేట్ చేశారు సెంటర్కి. చాలా మనకు సంతోషంగా ఉన్నాను. ఇప్పుడు మా ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మినిస్టర్ సబితా రెడ్డి గారు ఇంద్రారెడ్డి గారు అటెండ్ చేశారు. ఆయనకు నేను చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నాను. మా ఎమ్మెల్యే గారికి, ఎమ్మెల్సీ గారికి, మా చైర్మన్ గారికి, అందరికీ ప్రాపర్లీ మా టెక్నీషియన్స్ కి అందరికీ పేరు పెడుతున్నాను, థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నారు. ఇంత ఫాస్ట్ లెవెల్లో ఈ బిల్డింగ్ తయారైంది. ఈయనతో చాలా ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్ కూడా సపోర్ట్ వస్తుంది, చాలా ల్యాండ్ ఆర్డర్ కంట్రోల్ అవుతుంది. ట్రాఫిక్ కోసం ఇప్పుడు వాచ్ చేశారు, చాలా కెమెరా ద్వారా చాలా బాగా కంట్రోల్ చేసిన అవకాశం. అందరికీ పేరు పేరుతో థ్యాంక్స్, నమస్కారం.
Thank you, sir. The next speaker, he definitely doesn't need an introduction. His aim is to make a mark for Hyderabad on the IT map of the world. Proactive and visionary. So I repeat, proactive and visionary, that's KTR Garu. May I invite the chief guest of the day, Shri K.T. Ramarao Garu, Honorable Minister for IT, ENC, Municipal Administration, Urban Development, Industries and Commerce to address the gathering.
Good afternoon. గౌరవనీయులు మన రాష్ట్ర హోంశాఖ మంత్రివర్యులు పెద్దలు మొహమ్మద్ మహమూద్ అలీ గారు, గౌరవనీయులు రాష్ట్ర విద్యాశాఖ మంత్రివర్యులు శ్రీమతి సబితా ఇంద్రారెడ్డి గారు, గౌరవనీయులు గవర్నమెంట్ విప్ స్థానిక శాసనసభ్యులు హారికపూడి గాంధీ గారు, గౌరవ శాసన మండలి సభ్యులు మిత్రులు నవీన్ కుమార్ గారు, నగర మేయర్ సోదరుడు బొంతు రామ్మోహన్ గారు, పోలీస్ హౌసింగ్ కార్పొరేషన్ అధ్యక్షులు కోల్లేటి దామోదర్ గారు, గౌరవనీయులు తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర డైరెక్టర్ జనరల్ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్ మహేందర్ రెడ్డి గారు, గౌరవనీయులు మా ఐటీ సెక్రటరీ జయేష్ రంజన్ గారు, హోమ్ సెక్రటరీ గారు, అదే రకంగా డైరెక్టర్ జనరల్స్ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్, ఆల్ ద కమిషనర్స్ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్ అండ్ సునీల్ శర్మ గారు, మన ప్రిన్సిపల్ సెక్రటరీ రోడ్స్ అండ్ బిల్డింగ్స్ అండ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్, అండ్ ఆల్ ద సీనియర్ ఆఫీసర్స్ హు హావ్ గ్యాదర్డ్ హియర్. అదే రకంగా ఈరోజు ఐటీ రంగానికి సంబంధించిన వివిధ సంస్థల నుండి ఇక్కడ విచ్చేసిన ఐటీ కంపెనీ సీఈఓస్కి, అదే రకంగా సైబరాబాద్ సెక్యూరిటీ కౌన్సిల్ యొక్క కార్యవర్గ సభ్యులకి, ఐసియా అధ్యక్షుడు భరణి గారు, ఇంకా వారితో పాటు విచ్చేసిన మిత్రులందరికీ, పాత్రికేయ మిత్రులందరికీ హృదయపూర్వకంగా నమస్కారాలు. ముందుగా ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు కంగ్రాచులేట్ Honorable Home Minister, Honorable DGP and the entire team of Telangana Police on launching India's first and most comprehensive integrated operation center focused on public safety. I think the key word here is public safety, because whatever we are doing today, whatever has been launched today, the key underlining theme or underlining point here is that it is centered around public and their well-being. My experience, with respect to law and order in the city, నేను ఇక్కడే చిన్నప్పుడు చదువుకున్నాను. నేను హైదరాబాద్లో పుట్టలేదు. Like many of us, like many of you, I was born elsewhere, but I have migrated to Hyderabad. I came here for my schooling. నేను హై స్కూల్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాను. I was here in my 8th, 9th and 10th. I used to go to a school called St. George's Grammar School in Abbots, Hyderabad. Now, I remember it very, very vividly. That was the time when I was maybe 13 or 14. This was 30 years ago. I used to remember very, very vividly. I still remember it. Prati Samvatsaram, Hyderabadlo, every year, without an exception, we used to look forward as children, because మీకు తెలుసు చిన్నపిల్లలకి స్కూల్ గోయింగ్ చిల్డ్రన్కి స్కూల్కి పోవడం ఎవరికి ఇష్టం ఉండదు. ఎప్పుడు హాలిడే వస్తుందని చూస్తూ ఉంటారు. మేము కూడా అట్లాగే చూసేవాళ్ళం. ఖచ్చితంగా ప్రతి సంవత్సరం ఒక వారం రోజులన్నా కర్ఫ్యూ ఉండేది. అది రకరకాల ఇష్యూస్, వాట్ ఎవర్ బి ద ఇష్యూ, 100% కర్ఫ్యూ అయితే ఒక 1 week to 10 days పక్కా ఉండేది. అదే మాదిరిగా అప్పుడున్న పరిస్థితుల్లో ఏదో రకమైన గొడవ వల్ల మొత్తానికి ఒక వారం 10 రోజులు అదనంగా సెలవులు దొరికే పరిస్థితి. బట్ ఐ పిటీ ద చిల్డ్రన్ ఆఫ్ టుడే, ఇన్ ఫ్యాక్ట్, అండ్ ఆల్ థ్యాంక్స్ టు ద పోలీస్మెన్ అండ్ ద ఏబుల్ గవర్నమెంట్, ఐ షుడ్ సే. ఇప్పుడు కర్ఫ్యూ లేదు, గొడవలు లేవు, హైదరాబాద్ చాలా ప్రశాంతంగా, కమ్యూనల్ టెన్షన్లు కానీ ఇంకోటి కానీ లేదు. పిల్లలు మిమ్మల్ని తిట్టుకుంటా ఉండొచ్చు, కానీ I think the entire state and the country most certainly is looking up to Telangana for its efficient law and order mechanism. I compliment Telangana police. I feel you guys deserve a huge round of applause. ఎందుకంటే because you also have to remember the context in which Telangana was formed. Let us not forget the context in which Telangana was formed. First of all, like I said, there is a legacy of communal tension, etc., which has always been there. Naxalites, Maoists, that's also been there. And then the context of Telangana in which it was formed. Telangana రాష్ట్రం ఏర్పడ్డప్పుడు ఎన్నో అనుమానాలు, ఎన్నో రకాల భయాలు. తెలంగాణ ఏర్పడితే ఇక్కడ ఏదో జరిగిపోతుంది, ఇక్కడ రీజనల్ టెన్షన్స్ వస్తాయి, ఆంధ్ర తెలంగాణ గొడవలు, ఆంధ్ర రాయలసీమ గొడవలు, లోకల్ తెలంగాణ నాన్ తెలంగాణ గొడవలు వస్తాయి అని చెప్పేసి అప్పట్లో మీకు గుర్తుండాలి కొన్ని రిపోర్ట్స్ కూడా. ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు రెఫర్ టు ద రిపోర్ట్స్. ఈవెన్ సమ్ రిపోర్ట్స్ వర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్డ్. I would say they were fabricated, but that's a different story. It's all water under the bridge now. Don't want to go there. Point I'm trying to make is, the state of Telangana was formed amidst a lot of apprehensions. When the state was formed, there were a lot of doubts about the future, how uncertain it is, how could the state attract industry, investments. In fact, it was widely said and widely propagated that even the existing investors would pack their bags and leave. That was the kind of situation back then. In fact, let me also remind all the IPS officers here and also other All India service officers. Most of you who did not know the government in Telangana, not most of you, but some of you, who did not know what was to be expected, had given option elsewhere, but then also it was revoked and most of them resigned it and said, okay, I want to continue in Telangana. The point I'm trying to make is, what has happened in the last 6.5 years is nothing but astounding, nothing short of astounding. Stable government. When I say stable, it's just not political stability. We have the numbers, of course. In a democracy, numbers do matter. And looking at the current United States elections also, you would realize democracies across the world, of course, continue to sometimes waver a bit, but effectively, numbers matter. And numbers were here since 6 years under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister. Political stability undi, కానీ economic stability రావాలి అంటే లా అండ్ ఆర్డర్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. శాంతి భద్రతలు సవ్యంగా లేకపోతే ఎంత గొప్ప పాలసీస్ తీసుకొని వచ్చినా ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ రాదు. కానీ థ్యాంక్స్ టు effective policing and Telangana cops determined efforts in the last 6 years, ఈ రోజు తెలంగాణలో చూద్దామంటే మచ్చుకు కూడా కమ్యూనల్ టెన్షన్ లేదు. Crime has come down without a question. Numbers, statistics prove that. And most importantly, in fact, if you ask me, ఇన్ని అనుమానాల మధ్యన ఏర్పడ్డ రాష్ట్రంలో ఎక్కడా కూడా ఎలాంటి వివక్ష కానీ ప్రాంతీయ ద్వేషాలు కానీ విభేదాలు కానీ లేవు. దీనికి ప్రధాన కారణం గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి కేసీఆర్ గారి నాయకత్వంలో 2014లోనే తీసుకున్న కొన్ని కీలకమైన నిర్ణయాలే దీనికి కారణం. ఆనాడే పునాది పడింది అని చెప్పక తప్పదు. I remember, I think one of the first few sanctions that was given by the state government back in 2014 was our 280 crore sanction improving the policing machinery and equipment and the entire fleet of police vehicles. మొత్తం 280 కోట్ల రూపాయలతో బ్రహ్మాండంగా మొత్తం రాష్ట్ర వ్యాప్తంగా ఉండే అత్యాధునికమైన వాహనాలు, ఇంటర్సెప్టర్ లాంటి వాహనాలు కానివ్వండి, లేదా అప్పటికి ఉన్న పాత వెహికల్స్ అన్నిటినీ రీప్లేస్ చేస్తూ కొత్త వెహికల్స్ తీసుకొని రావడం కానీ, ఇవన్నీ కూడా the tone was set because of the government's determination and because of the leadership right from the top led by our Honorable Chief Minister. అంతటితో ఆగకుండా ఇంతకుముందే డీజీపీ గారు చెప్పినట్టు గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు ఒకటే చెప్పారు, మనము భారతదేశంలో కాదు ప్రపంచంలో బెస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయి వాటిని మీరు స్టడీ చేయండి, వాటిని ఎమ్యులేట్ చేయండి, డోంట్ రీఇన్వెంట్ ద వీల్. సో therefore a team of 6 police officers was sent all the way to London to study the Scotland Yard practices. They also went and studied policing in New York and also in Los Angeles. This was back in 2015. I think DGP garu was part of the team as police commissioner back then. తర్వాత అప్పటి నుంచి ఆ రోజు నుంచి మీరిచ్చిన రిపోర్ట్కి అనుగుణంగా మీరేమేమైతే రికమెండేషన్స్ చేశారో దానికి అనుగుణంగా ఎన్నో మార్పులు చేర్పులు ఇప్పుడే హోమ్ మినిస్టర్ గారు మహమూద్ అలీ గారు చెప్పారు, కొన్ని విషయాలు చెప్పారు. ఈరోజు తెలంగాణలో ఒకనాడు 2 పోలీస్ కమిషనరేట్స్ మాత్రమే ఉండేది. అట్లాంటిది ఈరోజు మరొక 7 పోలీస్ కమిషనరేట్స్ యాడ్ అయ్యి 9 కమిషనరేట్స్ అయినాయి. వాటితో పాటు కొత్తగా ఒక 100 పోలీస్ స్టేషన్స్ కూడా ఏర్పాటు చేసుకున్నాం. ఇదే ఐటీ కారిడార్లో విమెన్ సేఫ్టీని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని, మహిళా భద్రతను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని డెడికేటెడ్ విమెన్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్స్ పెట్టుకున్నాం. అండ్ one important thing that I am reminded of, one important decision that I am reminded of when I mention a new police station is, TCS అనే ఒక కంపెనీ ఆదిబట్లాలో ఈస్టర్న్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ హైదరాబాద్లో వాళ్ళు ఒక క్యాంపస్ పెట్టారు. అప్పుడు ఆ టీసీఎస్ చైర్మన్ గారు, అదేవిధంగా రతన్ టాటా గారు, టాటా గ్రూప్ చైర్మన్ గారు ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారిని కలవడానికి వచ్చారు. వచ్చినప్పుడు వారు మాట్లాడుతూ, సార్ మరి అక్కడ చాలా మంది అమ్మాయిలు మహిళలు పనిచేయబోతా ఉన్నారు, వారి భద్రత గురించి మేము వరీడ్గా ఉన్నామన్నారు. ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు క్షణం కూడా ఆలోచించకుండా వెంటనే ఆదిబట్లలో ఒక పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ శాంక్షన్ చేయడమే కాకుండా వారం రోజుల లోపల దాన్ని ఆపరేషనలైజ్ చేశారన్న మాట కూడా నేను ఈ సందర్భంగా మీకు గుర్తు చేస్తా ఉన్నాను. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫోకస్, దట్ ఈస్ ద డిటర్మినేషన్, అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ద tenacity with which Honorable Chief Minister and this government has worked in the last 6 years. And I'm extremely proud of this brilliant integrated operations center. I was mighty impressed when I walked in, backed by a tier 3 data center, integrating all line departments, because you know the typical thing about government is, they say government always works in silos. ఎవరి పని వాళ్ళు చేసుకుంటూ పోతుంటారు. పోలీస్ ఏం చేస్తారో మున్సిపాలిటీ వాళ్ళకి తెలియదు, మున్సిపాలిటీ వాడు ఏం చేస్తాడో ఆర్ఎన్బి వాడికి తెలియదు, ఆర్ఎన్బి వాడు ఏం చేస్తాడో ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ వాడికి తెలియదు. కాబట్టి ఒకరు రోడ్డు వేస్తారు, ఇంకొకరు తవ్వుతారు, మళ్ళీ తెల్లారు ఇంకొకరు తవ్వుతారు అనేది మన మీద ఉన్న అపప్రద. కానీ ఈరోజు ఈ ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ ఆపరేషన్ సెంటర్ వల్ల చాలా విలువైన ప్రజాధనాన్ని కాపాడే ఒక బ్రహ్మాండమైన అవకాశం కూడా మనకు లభిస్తూ ఉంది. ఇది ఒక డిపార్ట్మెంట్తో మరొక డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కన్వర్జెన్స్ లో పనిచేయడం, కలిసికట్టుగా ఎఫర్ట్ పెట్టడం వల్ల అర్బన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ కానీ, భవిష్యత్ ట్రాఫిక్ ప్లానింగ్ కానీ, అదే రకంగా ఇప్పుడు చెప్పినట్టు కామన్ సిటీ వైజ్ జిఐఎస్ డేటాబేస్ ఏర్పాటు చేసుకోవడం వల్ల చాలా చాలా లాభాలు. ఉదాహరణకి ఫుట్పాత్ ఎంక్రోచ్మెంట్ కానీ, అంటే ఐఎమ్ నాట్ జస్ట్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ లా అండ్ ఆర్డర్ అండ్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ పోలీసింగ్. దిస్ విల్ హెల్ప్ the government in multiple facets. So therefore, my compliments to DG Garu, but this is only the first step. In fact, what I am extremely upbeat about and what I am extremely, proud of as a government servant, as a member of this government is the soon to be coming up. I think if Ramakrishna Garu, if you can put it up. I think if the real picture could be put up, even that would be even better. This towering structure called as the Command Control Center, it will be completed in the next 2 months, and when it's done, it will be one of the best iconic buildings not only in Hyderabad but the entire country, and more importantly, it will be possibly the most effective state-of-the-art command control center for any police force in the world, not just in India. So my compliments to, in fact, DGP గారు ఇప్పుడే చెప్తా ఉన్నారు, ఆ పైన డెక్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అక్కడ జనరల్ పబ్లిక్ కూడా వ్యూయింగ్ కోసం కూడా ఒక గ్యాలరీ ఏర్పాటు చేస్తా ఉన్నారు ఎవ్రీ డే, సో దట్ పీపుల్ కెన్ కమ్ experience what goes on, etc., etc. Now this is being again built with about 600 crore of rupees, and this was also sanctioned. This is the brainchild of Honorable Chief Minister. It's on the verge of completion, and that's why I was asking Ramakrishna if you can find a real image which is almost nearing completion, if you can find it and put it up. Otherwise, మేము కూడా గ్రాఫిక్స్ చూపెడుతున్నాం అంటారు మళ్ళీ, కాబట్టి నిజం పిక్చర్స్ కూడా చూపెట్టండి. So I request, I compliment the Honorable Home Minister, the entire Telangana police force on launching this wonderful initiative. What was even more heartening was recently when a survey came out, a survey by a third party, which has nothing to do with the government. They have surveyed the entire world, the various cities across the world, and a survey had come out stating Hyderabad today as a city has 65% of all closed circuit cameras that are set up in the entire country. Now that's not a small number. భారతదేశంలో ఉన్న మొత్తం సీసీ కెమెరాల్లో 65% ఈరోజు హైదరాబాద్లో ఉన్నాయి. ఇఫ్ యు లుక్ ఎట్ అ కౌంట్ ఆఫ్ దాట్, దేర్ ఆర్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఇన్స్టాల్డ్ కెమెరాస్, బట్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్లీ కమ్యూనిటీస్ ముందుకు వచ్చి, ప్రజలు స్వచ్ఛందంగా ముందుకు వచ్చి, మేము సైతం అంటూ ముందుకు వచ్చి వారు కూడా ఈ ఎఫర్ట్లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసి, మరి హైదరాబాద్లో ప్రస్తుతం 5 లక్షల పైచులకు సీసీ కెమెరాస్ అన్ని కూడా మనకున్నాయి. దీనివల్ల రెండు జరుగుతుంది. ఒకటి, డెటరెన్స్ టు క్రైమ్. క్రైమ్ చేయాలంటే భయపడాలి. ముందు హైదరాబాద్లో క్రైమ్ చేస్తే 100% దొరికిపోతాను, ఇక్కడ ఛాన్స్ లేదు, నేను రాను అని చెప్పి అంతర్రాష్ట్ర దొంగలు కానీ ఇంకోటి కానీ వాళ్ళు హైదరాబాద్ అనే ప్రాంతానికి రాకుండా ఎక్కడికో వెళ్ళిపోయే పరిస్థితి. రెండవది, ఒకవేళ పొరపాటున చేసిన క్రైమ్ కమిట్ చేసినా వెంటనే దొరికిపోతాను అని ఇప్పటికి ఒకటి కాదు రెండు కాదు ఎన్నో దృష్టాంతాలు ఉన్నాయి, ఎన్నో ఉదంతాలు ఉన్నాయి, ఎన్నో ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. క్రైమ్ జరిగిన వెంటనే మీరు పేపర్లో చూస్తూ ఉంటారు 4 గంటల్లోనే ఈ క్రైమ్ ని ఛేదించిన పోలీసులు అని చెప్పి పేపర్లో వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ సర్వేలెన్స్. మై రిక్వెస్ట్ టు Honorable DGP and Honorable Home Minister, I'm glad that Honorable Chief Minister has given you a mandate. 10 లక్షల సీసీ కెమెరాలు చేయండి, హైదరాబాద్ shall be made the safest city అనే mandate మీకు సీఎం గారు ఇచ్చారు. I'm sure with your able team you will be able to do this in no time. But what was heartening there was, ఇందాక మీరు చూపెట్టిన ప్రెజెంటేషన్లో, రామకృష్ణ చూపెట్టిన ప్రెజెంటేషన్లో నాకు బాగా నచ్చింది ఏంటంటే, he was talking about how when a crime is committed, technology can be used. అది AI కావచ్చు, ML కావచ్చు, ఇంకోటి కావచ్చు. How technology can be used to guide your police force on the best recommended patrol route. ఏ రూట్ లో వెళ్తే తొందరగా వెళ్ళిపోతారు క్రైమ్ స్పాట్ కి అనేది చెప్పొచ్చు అన్నారు. డీజీ గారు, నేను ఈ మధ్యనే సోషల్ మీడియాలో నేను కొద్దిగా యాక్టివ్ గా ఉంటాను. ఈ మధ్యన ఒక పోలీస్ వీడియో చూశాను. బాబ్జీ అని మీ పోలీస్ అబ్బాయి, ఒక అబ్బాయి, he actually ran 1.5 kilometers guiding an ambulance in the city of Hyderabad through that traffic. My request to you is, not only for your police vehicles, but for ambulances also, if you can integrate and tell them which is the route that they can take, so that if easyగా తొందరగా మీరు హాస్పిటల్ రీచ్ అయ్యే రూట్ ఏదో కనిపెట్టే పరిస్థితి ఉంటే టెక్నాలజీని వాడి, I think that will be a great help. Please integrate it with our health department, I request you, and integrated operation center ఎవరైతే నడుపుతున్నారో LNT వారు, రామకృష్ణ గారు, please talk to the health department, please talk to the local hospitals, create a network of hospitals in Hyderabad, both government and private, and any ambulance that is plying on the roads, they need to be able to find a route, get to that hospital in the nearest possible time. That is the golden hour, as they call it. That has to be minimized. Please work with health department on this. The last point I would like to make, sir, before I quit, I'm glad, I'm delighted that this center is opened. It's brilliant, and I know it will work very well, and it will make Hyderabad safer. Especially, last 2 things in fact. One is విమెన్స్ సేఫ్టీ. విమెన్స్ సేఫ్టీ గురించి మీరు షీ టీమ్స్ పెట్టారు, విమెన్స్ సేఫ్టీ గురించి మీరు హాకై లాంటి యాప్స్ తెచ్చారు, ఇంకా చాలా చేస్తున్నారు. ఐఎమ్ డిలైటెడ్ దట్ యూర్ ఆల్ డూయింగ్ అన్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ గుడ్ జాబ్ అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ యాక్చువల్లీ మేడ్ అవర్ విమెన్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ ఫీల్ సేఫర్. ఐ సెడ్ దిస్ బిఫోర్, ఐల్ సే ఇట్ అగైన్, బికాస్ హైదరాబాద్ విమెన్ నీడ్ టు నో దిస్. ఇన్ ఫ్యాక్ట్, a friend of mine had narrated this experience to me. He's a childhood friend. He told me one day that, I've had a very interesting experience with she teams. I said, what was it? His wife went to a supermarket. ఒక రోజు నా ఫ్రెండ్ వైఫ్ సూపర్ మార్కెట్కి వెళ్ళారు. సూపర్ మార్కెట్లో ఎవరో వేధించారు అమ్మాయిని. ఈ అబ్బాయి లేడు, ఓన్లీ వాళ్ళ వైఫ్ వెళ్ళింది. సమ్ హరాస్మెంట్ జరిగింది. She came back home all annoyed, all irritated. She told him that this is what happened. His first reaction was, in fact, he wanted to call me and complain. But then he said, let me see how the system works. నాకు మంత్రి గారు తెలుసు కాబట్టి నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తే పని అవుతుందా, లేక నార్మల్గా కూడా పని అవుతుందా అని చెప్పి he called the she teams directly. And he called me a couple of hours later. Then he told me, ఈ 2 గంటల లోపల నాకు 5 కాల్స్ వచ్చాయి. ఎవరైతే హరాస్మెంట్ చేశారో ఆ స్టోర్ కీపరు, స్టోర్లో పనిచేసే ఓ పిల్లోడు, వాడిని వెళ్ళారు, పట్టుకున్నారు, కౌన్సిల్ చేశారు. దే హవ్ డన్ అ థరో జాబ్. మై కాంప్లిమెంట్స్ టు యువర్ తెలంగాణ పోలీస్ ప్రొఫెషనలిజం అని చెప్పి అబ్బాయి నాకు ఫోన్ చేసి మరీ చెప్పారు. See, when institutions perform and when they rise above individual discretion or individual efforts, I think that is the true hallmark of good governance. I do believe is very much possible with usage of technology. మీరు నేను ఇదివరకు కూడా రిక్వెస్ట్ చేశాను, విమెన్ సేఫ్టీ కోసం ఇంకా ఏమేం చేయొచ్చు. ఉదాహరణకి మనం డ్రోన్ పోలీసింగ్ అన్నాం. మై రిక్వెస్ట్ ఇస్ టాక్ టు DGCA, talk to the Director General of Civil Aviation, tell them that in select areas we would like to use drones, police drones, have a blaring siren on the drones. First responder, oka SOS button nokkangane drone should go as the first responder. Honorable Home Minister said 5 నిమిషాలు పడుతుంది 100 డయల్ చేస్తే అని. డ్రోన్ వాడితే 1 minute లో వెళ్ళొచ్చు. 1 minute లో వెళ్ళి కెమెరా ఎంబెడెడ్ ఉండి సైరన్తో వెళ్తే అక్కడ క్రైమ్ ఎక్కడైతే పర్పెట్రేట్ అవుతుందో వాడు వెంటనే పారిపోతాడు, వాడు ఉండడు. తర్వాత సెకండ్ రెస్పాండర్ కింద మీ వాళ్ళు ఫిజికల్గా వెళ్ళొచ్చు. దయచేసి నా విజ్ఞప్తి ఏంటంటే, టెక్నాలజీని వాడుకునే క్రమంలో ఏమైనా అవాంతరాలు ఉంటే కూడా గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియాతో మాట్లాడదాం, DGCAతో మాట్లాడదాం. I think it's imperative that we have to stay on the cutting edge of technology to ensure we remain proactive and not reactive. And the last point I'd like to make, crime తగ్గింది అని నేను చెప్పాను, కానీ సైబర్ క్రైమ్ పెరుగుతా ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే సైబర్ వరల్డ్ ఆఫర్స్ అనానిమిటీ. అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడి నుంచైనా ఇంటర్నెట్లో ఫోన్ చేస్తే నేను దొరకను అనే ధీమా బాగా పెరిగిపోయింది. ఎవరికి పడితే వారికి ఫోన్ చేయొచ్చు, ఏది పడితే అది అనొచ్చు, అమ్మాయిల్ని హరాస్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇంకోటి చేయొచ్చు అనే ధీమా ఈ సైబర్ వరల్డ్లో పెరిగిపోతా ఉంది. దీనికి అడ్డుకట్ట వేయాల్సిన అవసరం, ముక్తాడు వేయాల్సిన బాధ్యత కూడా మన మీద ఉంది. లెట్ us train our policemen to be cyber warriors. I'm glad you've entered into a memorandum of understanding with IT department, Telangana Police and the Center for Statistics and Cyber Security, which is run by Sriram. My compliments to you, sir. Telangana Police should also, in fact, be adequately upskilled and reskilled on the technologies that these perpetrators of cybercrime are using, so that we can effectively thwart all their efforts and to make our city and state not only safe in terms of general law and order, but cyber crime lo kuda mana vallu cutting edge untene baaguntundane vishayam malli okasari meeku vignapti chestu. Once again, I would like to compliment the entire Telangana police force on your wonderful efforts in the last 6 years. All the very best, and make our state the proudest and the safest. Yeah, this is the real picture. Malli media వాళ్ళకి చెప్పాలి, ఇది రియల్ పిక్చర్, గ్రాఫిక్ కాదు. మా గ్రాఫిక్స్ చూపెట్టే అలవాటు లేదు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. జై హింద్.
Thank you, sir. Those were the most reassuring words. May I invite Sri Sajjanar Garu, IPS Commissioner of Police, Cyberabad, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Telangana State Police, my sincere thanks to our chief guest for the day, Sri K.T. Ramarao Garu, Honorable Minister for IT&C, MAUD, Industries and Commerce, for his gracious presence and inaugurated this world-class public safety integrated operation center and data center on this auspicious day. Sir, your vision for the Telangana State and Hyderabad in designing it to be a world-class destination is always appreciated globally. It's also a moment of pleasure to have our Home Minister Sri Mohammad Ali, Telangana State, for your gracious presence to mark your blessings for this milestone achievement by Telangana Police. Thank you, sir. Also thank Srimati Savita Indra Reddy, Honorable Minister for Education, for joining us and sharing your congratulations and best wishes on this occasion. Also thank Sri Arkepudi Gandhi Garu, Government Whip and MLA Sherlingampalli, MLC Naveen Kumar Garu, Bantu Rammohan Garu, Mayor JHMC, Koleti Damadara Garu, Chairman Police Housing Corporations, senior IAS, IPS officers and other government officers for gracing this occasion. Also thank all the police officers from across all commissioners for attending the event today. Also thank MD and engineers of Telangana State Police Housing Corporation for this beautiful infrastructure. Also thank all the IT CEOs for coming over to this event at a short notice and gracing the occasion. Our sincere thanks to L&T team who were our partners in building this world-class center for us. I thank the Cyberabad police officers for arranging and managing the logistics for this grand inauguration. Also acknowledge the team SCSC for their active support throughout this momentous occasion. Last but not the least, I thank all the media friends, both from the electronic and print media, who have supported us in a tremendous always. I thank everyone for attending this function. Thank you, sir.